Are you losing money as a landlord and don't even know it? Most landlords are, because the wrong software costs them time, missed rent, and avoidable mistakes. So I tested TurboTenant and Baselane to find out if they actually solve that problem or just look good on paper. And here's what I found. Before anything else, actually, I do want to be honest about something. I never really trust any landlord property management software, whether it's the best landlord property management software on the website or whether it's really good hype and advertising. But I don't trust it until I've checked out the worst reviews first. Because if there's something shady and glitches and quirks, it's usually going to show up there first, right? So I dug into both TurboTenant and Baselane landlord software for small business, starting from their 1-star reviews. So starting with TurboTenant, I saw one reviewer who was clearly annoyed. He said that he could barely use the software because of an ad to leave a review that kept popping up. He gave it a 1-star purely out of frustration with the user experience and that advertisement. And okay, I get it. If something interrupts you before you even start, that can be frustrating. But here's the thing. I looked deeper and I never saw anyone else even reporting this same issue. So I think it was likely a glitch or maybe a unique account bug or something to do with his device. But on the flip side, I saw plenty of good reviews. One TurboTenant user said that it was the perfect solution for first-time property owners. He mentioned how easy it was to set up, how seamless the mobile app is, and that the platform practically runs itself when it comes to collecting rent. Another user praised how it handles rent collection, leases, and all of their important documents in one place. He also liked the consistent updates and landlord tips that they sent out. And when I started looking through the Baselane reviews, I saw one guy who said that it started out cool, but then charged him twice when he tried to restart a lease and refused to refund him or credit the charge. According to him, Baselane insisted that he should have contacted support first. And yeah, that sounds like a pain. But also, I've dealt with billing issues before on other platforms, and worst case, it is something you can usually fix with a credit card chargeback, at worst case scenario. Plus, looking at the broader picture, it doesn't seem like this issue is a widespread thing. I only saw one report like this, and most users actually say that the billing process is pretty smooth from where I saw it mentioned. On the flip side, plenty of users report getting great results and high satisfaction with this small landlord property management software. I read a bunch of them, but this one user said that it completely changed the game for him after switching from Excel. Rent collection was automated, and bookkeeping was pretty much just hands-off. Another longtime landlord said that they evaluated other platforms, but actually chose Baselane because of how easy it is to use. They loved the virtual accounts, expense categorization, and how clearly it's built with landlords in mind. So, I mean, yeah, both software for landlord management platforms, they each have a hiccup or two in the reviews here and there, but I mean, most of the feedback really does lean heavily in the positive direction. And most importantly, the complaints seem pretty rare and isolated next to how many positive ones there were. But I think where things really got interesting was, when I actually started exploring these, right? These are the landlord tenant management software platforms that I wanted to look into by looking into the features. So I spent weeks actually testing out both of these softwares, and while they're both great, they're not each trying to solve the same exact problem. So let's start with TurboTenant. This one is all about the front end of being a landlord: marketing your properties, screening tenants, managing leases, and handling rent payments. It's got a bunch of tools built for people like me who want to stay organized without hiring a full-blown property manager. So it's just this tool with everything in one place. And one of my favorite features is the maintenance coordination. So you can either handle it your own way using their Thumbtack integration to find local professionals fast, or you can let the platform completely automate the entire thing using Automated Plus with Lula. I tested both methods, and honestly, having the option to go completely hands-off with repairs saved me from back and forth calls and late night tenant messages. And also, adding a property is super simple with this landlord software. I did it from my phone in like under 5 minutes. And once it's added, TurboTenant pushes your listing to multiple sites automatically. So you're getting max exposure without the extra work. I had leads hitting my inbox basically the next morning after uploading. So their access management feature is another time saver that I wanted to mention. You can give property assistants or admins limited access to help you run things for you. So for landlords with growing portfolios or partners that wants to offshoot some of the work to someone else, I think that's really a huge plus. And when it comes to leases, this landlord property software makes creating and signing them and really documenting everything a breeze. You input the basics, you assign it to tenants, and you send it for e-signatures. Done. It even lets you manage rent payments with the option for ACH, credit cards, or debit, and it's all securely processed all within the platform. Now, when I first started using Baselane, it became clear to me that it's a totally different beast than TurboTenant, playing in the league of the best property management software, so it focuses more on the financial side of landlording. If you're the kind of landlord who still tracks income and expenses in Excel, well, listen up, because this one will change your life. Baselane's bookkeeping tool automatically imports your transactions from linked bank and credit card accounts, then categorizes them by property and tax type. It even gives you a clear visual summary of cash flow or other summaries over time. So I used to spend just hours getting those summaries manually, and now it just takes 10 minutes a week. They also offer a banking checking account specifically for landlords, but here's the cool part. You don't have to use it. You can link your existing account for rent collection, though they do charge a $2 ACH fee if you go that route per transfer. And with a Baselane account, though, that fee is waived. So personally, I just switched to their account to avoid the fee and kept everything in one place. Also, their tenant platform is really solid. So once you send out a rent request, tenants can log in, view their invoices, and pay via ACH, debit, or credit card. They can even set up an auto pay for you. And if you have roommates or tenants that split rent, it handles that without you needing to create separate units and tracking things. So huge time saver. Baselane also offers loans tailored to landlords. So things like fix and flip, BRRRR, and construction loans. I haven't used one of these loans yet, but the application process is built right into the platform, and I saw some reviews about it that said it was pretty easy. And here's something I didn't expect to use, but I did end up loving, and that's the virtual cards. You can generate one of these instantly to pay for repairs or property services, and it actually just syncs directly with your bookkeeping. No more guessing what that random charge on your card was for. They even let you issue and mail physical checks to people from within your dashboard. So I tested that out for one of my contractor payments, and it worked perfectly. I didn't have to step foot in a bank or handle any physical checks. And Baselane, I think, is clearly designed for financially savvy landlords, people who are managing one or multiple properties who want a true financial dashboard. But, every landlord management software has its own individual quirks. And with TurboTenant, the biggest thing I noticed is that it tries to do just a lot of different things, and depending on your experience level, that can feel like a bit of a learning curve up front with how much is thrown at you. Nothing really major, but if you're not familiar with leasing workflows or tenant screening tools, you might need a day or two to get your rhythm. Personally, it took me a couple of trial runs to feel fluent in the tabs, but once it clicked, everything felt super smooth and it all went on from there. And Baselane, on the other hand, is so focused on financials that if you're someone who needs help finding tenants or creating lease templates, it doesn't cover that part of the job. And yeah, they do offer powerful tools, but if you're only managing one property and you don't care about optimizing cash flow or using virtual cards, you might feel like you're underutilizing it. I don't mind that personally. I like having more power than I need just in case, but I could see someone newer to landlording feel a bit overwhelmed by everything and then not using some of the tools. But all right, now when it comes to cost, neither of these landlord rent softwares is what I would call overpriced necessarily. TurboTenant, I think, is incredibly generous with its free tools, and Baselane's features feel premium even when you're not paying a subscription. That said, depending on how much you use and what add-ons you need, there can be some minor fees along the way, especially if you're choosing not to use Baselane's banking account or mailing physical checks. So if you want to check these out, just check the links in the description for the latest pricing, plus any current deals or discounts. We keep it updated so that you never miss a better offer. So what is the best landlord software for you? Well, honestly, it depends on how you run your rentals. TurboTenant handles the day-to-day, tenants, leases, rent, and even maintenance. Baselane handles the back-end, bookkeeping, banking, automation, and serious financial insights. Personally, I'd recommend starting with both. They actually work great together, and whichever one you choose to stick with, you'll be saving time, you'll be cutting stress, and you'll be running your rentals like a pro. So check the links in the description to get started and take advantage of any special discount or offer while it's live.